You wake up expecting chaos. You expect the familiar panic, the screaming, the sudden shakes of destruction. But what hits first is absence. Not sound, not movement, but absence itself. It presses on your chest, heavier than fear, heavier than grief. You reach for your phone. Dead. No notifications. No time. No glowing screen to anchor you to what was real. Silence stretches, a tangible thing, filling every corner of the room. The morning light filters weakly through ash-stained windows, shadows crawling along cracked walls. You sit and wonder, is this really happening, or have you simply been forgotten by the world you knew? You rise and walk to the window. Your hand touches the cold glass. Outside, a heavy gray light presses in. The sky isn't dark. It's suffocated, smothered by ash that blurs distance and steals color. Sunlight exists, but only as a weak stain behind smoke. Buildings you once knew now rise like shadows of themselves, jagged and broken. Streets that bustled with life yesterday are empty, as if the city itself has been erased. Every breath you take tastes like dust. Every blink reminds you that the world has changed irrevocably. The street below looks familiar, yet it is foreign. Shapes are missing. Buildings lean at impossible angles, some toppled entirely, leaving open wounds of rubble and concrete. Vehicles lie abandoned, doors swinging on hinges, their engines cold. The air is thick, thick with ash and quiet, a quiet so profound it almost screams. You step closer to the window and realize you've walked this street 1,000 times, yet today, it is unrecognizable. The past feels like a dream, and the present, a nightmare that refuses to end. You move through your apartment, hands trembling slightly. You turn the faucet. Only a dry cough comes from the pipes. No water. No pressure. No backup. You flip a switch. Nothing. The power isn't flickering. It is gone. Everything you took for granted, the hum of electricity, the steady flow of water, the comforting glow of light, has vanished. The systems that promised security abandoned you. And in that silence, a cold realization settles. The rules you depended on no longer exist. Fear does not come all at once. Not today. It shows itself slowly, like a shadow creeping across your chest. Not panic, but clarity. You understand something that is both terrifying and liberating. Survival belongs to individuals. Alone, every decision, every movement, every breath is yours to own. And yet, the weight of that responsibility is crushing. Your heartbeat quickens, and for the first time in hours, you feel truly awake. As you step outside, the emptiness is undeniable. People, not entirely gone, but enough to feel wrong. A few figures drift through the haze. Their eyes unfocused, their movements slow, mechanical, like actors who forgot their lines. Some pass you by, never meeting your gaze. Others linger, whispering to themselves or pointing toward distant fires. They are shadows of humanity, reminders that life continues, but differently. You realize that trust has become a rare and dangerous commodity. Your stomach reminds you of what is missing. Food. Simple sustenance, once taken for granted, now a question mark. Stores depended on trucks, trucks depended on fuel, fuel depended on power, power depended on people who were supposed to show up today. And today no one came. The shelves are bare, empty, dust-covered. You imagine them emptying, not slowly, but instantly, like the world decided to consume itself in a single moment. Hunger is not just physical. It is a reminder of your fragility, a test of your resolve. You think of the sick, the injured, those who once relied on hospitals for care. Buildings that remain are magnets for desperation. Corridors overflow with patients. Machines are silent. Refrigerators for medicine sit empty. Supply trucks never arrive. Doctors move like ghosts, exhausted, carrying the weight of humanity on shoulders already breaking. The smell of antiseptic is replaced by dust, decay, and hopelessness. You realize that survival now is not just about food, water, but about what is left inside each of us, hope. Rumors travel faster than truth. Whispers echo through streets, weaving tales of evacuation, incoming strikes, safe water, hidden dangers. Each word a choice. Every decision you make matters more than it ever did before. Trust is rare. The wrong move could cost life or sanity. You watch as small groups argue, debate, point, gesture, their voices carrying over the gray haze. You take in each rumor, filtering, calculating. Survival is not just about strength, it is about knowing which voices to hear, which to ignore. Night falls. The city changes again. Darkness is complete, absolute. Fires flicker in the distance, casting uneven light, turning familiar buildings into jagged silhouettes. Shadows stretch and twist. Every sound sharpens. A distant scream. A dog barking. Footsteps echoing in alleys. Your breath catches. Every movement seems louder, heavier, more important. The silence has weight. The ash still drifts. And as you stand in the shadows, you understand. The world you knew is gone. And tonight, survival belongs to those who can see in the dark. You step outside, and the first thing you notice is the sound. Not screams, not sirens, but grit under your shoes. Glass crunches slowly with every step, each shard reminding you that windows once protected lives. Now they lie scattered like failed promises. Wires snake across the road, twisted lifeless, like veins torn from something that once breathed. Cars sit abandoned in impossible positions, crushed, burned, flipped upside down, as if physics briefly lost interest in keeping the world normal. Ash hangs in the air, softening the sunlight, turning the city into a faded photograph of itself. You walk slower than usual, not because you're careful, but because your brain is trying to understand how something this familiar became this unrecognizable. Pause. Every step echoes louder than it should. The city listens now. Inside, you turn the faucet. Nothing. Not even a drip. Just a hollow cough from the pipes. As if the building itself is dehydrated. No water. No pressure. No backup systems. You flip a light switch. Silence. The power isn't flickering. It isn't struggling. It's gone. Appliances sit useless. Their purpose erased in a single moment. Shadows stretch across cracked walls. Longer than they should be. Dust floats through muted sunlight. Particles moving slowly, as if the air itself is tired. You realize something terrifying. Modern life doesn't collapse loudly. It just stops. And when it stops, it doesn't come back on its own. Pause longer here. That's when it lands. Not fear. Not panic. Something colder. Understanding. Coordination is missing. Information is missing. Help is missing. And when those disappear, safety follows them into silence. You stand still in the street, scanning the emptiness. No instructions. No alerts. No official voice telling you what to do next. For the first time, you are not a citizen. You are just a survivor in waiting. Your breathing becomes something you notice. Your hearing sharpens. Every distant sound feels important now. Every shadow feels intentional. This is the moment humanity doesn't talk about. The moment after impact. When survival quietly becomes personal. People still exist, but not enough to feel right. They move cautiously, keeping distance without being told. No one makes eye contact. Not out of hostility, but understanding. Speaking too loudly might shatter whatever fragile order remains. Faces look hollow. Eyes calculate silently. Everyone seems to be asking the same question. Without saying it. Who are you now? And what are you capable of? You pass them slowly. No greetings. No comfort. Just shared awareness. This isn't society anymore. It's proximity. And proximity can turn dangerous. Very quickly. As night approaches, the city feels even less familiar. Fires burn in the distance, casting uneven light across broken streets. Buildings become jagged silhouettes. Teeth against the dark. Every sound sharpens. Footsteps echo too long. Metal shifts somewhere unseen. Wind pushes debris like warnings. Firelight flickers across ruined walls, turning shadows into moving threats. You stop walking, not because you're tired, but because moving at night means being noticed. This is the first night where sleep feels like a risk. The world hasn't ended, but it has changed its rules. And tomorrow, you'll need to learn them.